and start this video. You could probably tell by the title that there's not going to be a whole lot of clarinet playing in this video. There are definitely times when I could be a full-time musician, but with freelancing, it's not really steady, and with teaching, it's not always steady either, because currently, the reason why I'm in this car in downtown Boston right now is because I'm working one of my many jobs, which is working for a courier company. Whether that's being a bike messenger or a car messenger or working in the office, I've been with the same company for a couple of years now, and I really enjoy it because it's working with a bunch of people who I consider my friends. This video is on pause because we have an emergency. Okay, we got a little sidetracked there because we got an emergency job that I had to take care of. It's around 5 o'clock on a Tuesday right now. As I was saying, I've picked up a couple extra driving shifts, mainly because we're short on people, and secondly because I actually have the time, because the schools that I teach at, many of them are on February vacation this week. So I've got a huge block of time with no performances, no lessons, and so this is sort of a chance for me to pick up some extra cash. Freelancing isn't the most consistent way to earn an income. I've been getting scheduled fairly regularly, but after January, things kind of died down, and I didn't have anything planned for February, but I had 2 gigs and a bunch of rehearsals in February, which is currently this month. So things can change at the drop of a hat. I can't always rely on things changing at the drop of a hat to survive and pay my student loans and all of that fun stuff. So this is what I do to pay the bills. And there's no shame in working a job where you can pay your own bills. I've worked at restaurants, but the money makers are nights and weekends. Gigs usually take place on nights and weekends. So I'd actually have to turn down a lot of gigs because I couldn't always find somebody to cover my shift last minute. So that wasn't ideal. And then I got a job in a bank where I worked 9 to 6, which still wasn't ideal because I still there was a week where I had to end an hour early, and they didn't really like it because I sort of sprung it on them. I got called to spend a week at a music camp helping out sectionals basically at this music camp in Maine, which is actually how this channel got started. So some of my first videos take place at this music camp that I was working at. So luckily I was at my current job then, and I guess the only advice I would give to you if you're trying to do freelance music stuff is find a job where you can make your own hours. And luckily, that's where a lot of the economy is sort of going. There's a lot of ways to make money outside of what you need to do. So thankfully, that's an option now, but it wasn't an option for me for a while. But it is becoming more popular so that we are able to do freelancing, which I think is really cool. I got started on this job because I was working at a bank and I met all these bike messengers, and I was like, cool, I want to be a bike messenger. So I bought a bike, and then within 6 months I had quit my job at the bank and I was working as a bike messenger on the streets of Boston. And if I have footage from that time, here it is. also has a car. Sometimes you get to deliver loads of boxes! So that's being a bike messenger. In rain or shine or cold or heat of summer, it's fun. I had shorter hair back then and looked really cool, but anyways. So now I've just been working in the office part-time doing dispatching, so the logistical aspect of it, like sending people where to go. And people ask me what exactly we pick up and deliver. Like we've delivered a bunny costume before, we've delivered, boxes of documents. It's kind of all sorts of things. It's not, I hardly ever do food. I actually hate food delivery. Hopefully that gives you a little more insight into my life, and I hope that it also gives you insight into, freelancing is possible as long as you can make the amount of income that you need to make outside of it. Because you might not always get high-paying jobs, and you might not even get jobs. Like, I know that when I first started freelancing, I did a lot of stuff for free. I played for years for free, and to this day there is still one orchestra that I will play in for free. One that I will actually give my time to. You may not be able to afford the time to donate to an orchestra where you can't play for free. You need to also take into consideration your needs, who you want to play with, where you want to play, all sorts of stuff. And if you guys want me to do a video all about freelancing tips, I am cool with that. I am good with doing that. But I just want to give you a little insight into what it's like to be not a clarinetist, because I'm a delivery girl. Usually when people order a rug delivery, they're expecting a delivery. They're not expecting me. They're not expecting this. A very small girl who has absolutely no upper body strength. The rugs were fun this morning, let me tell you. Anyways, I'm on standby, which means there's currently no work, but there might be, so I'm just hanging out and thought I would make this video. So to give you guys a little bit of an update, last night after I did my little car update, I ended up getting a rush job in the back bay, and then I ended up getting a rush job going down to halfway to the Cape. Doing deliveries and biking and driving around the Boston area is it's a good way to know your way around, and it's also a good way to see a lot of things. Yesterday driving down to the Cape, usually it's kind of a nice drive, but I was on the highway in rush hour, in the dark, in the rain. So there wasn't very much to see. My cat's looking at me. Hey, cat. My first job today is scheduled for 11, which is nice. I get to have a little bit of time in the morning to do a workout or practice or do whatever I need to do in the morning. In this case, I worked out and I'm gonna make some coffee. Oatmeal is never aesthetic. My copycat gingerbread latte that I have every morning. It's a copycat gingerbread latte because I've had the Dunkin' Donuts gingerbread latte and mine is better. So I just finished my first delivery of the day. It was a couple of rugs again. Really heavy. Glad I did leg day earlier. The angels of parallel parking were with me today because I got a spot right in front, which was great because those carpets were heavy. I'm going south now to deliver some packet of documents to some place that needs them. And now we are going back to Boston, but we're going to take a different route because I got to drop off a box that I've already picked up from a top secret location, going to another top secret location. Let's keep going. It's, I don't know, lunchtime. Can I get the number 1 with a Dr. Pepper? Thank you. Oh yeah. That's going right to my thighs. Glad I did leg day earlier. We are headed north to try to beat a court deadline. Got it. Got it. Back to Boston. like a day in my life when I'm not doing music and working my other job. There were a couple more interesting things that happened, but also keep in mind that I'm like driving and I should be paying attention to that. Anyway, this video is a little different. Hope you liked it. If you did, leave a comment, leave a like, turn on your notifications, subscribe if you're new, and until the next time, get money, get paid.